Hi everyone, this is StariAri and I'm here with another pick a card for you. So for today, we have Angelic Guidance. So here it is, card number 1, number 2, number 3, and number 4. Take this time right now to pause the video and connect to your higher self and guides and angelic guides to ask which pile will best describe the energy for this week for you. If you chose pile number 1, you chose Archangel Raphael to work with this week. So for those who are trying to get things done, there's going to be a possibility that the energy might make you feel like you're going to be missing something, or you might feel a little bit anxious for the future of whether or not you are going to have to choose a new place to live, even a new career path, things like that. I feel like there's a lot of things happening for you in particular surrounding your finances. But I also feel like there's a lot of things that you need to speak up about, okay, in your life. So if you're unhappy with your finances in particular, because you might think that you've missed the bus on, an opportunity or something that you were asked to do, and you're just like, oh, maybe I'll think about it, and then all of a sudden it's no longer on the table for you. I'm just letting you know right now that that's technically not true, okay? Whatever happens financially speaking or abundantly speaking in the universe, that has to do with you is yours already, okay? So when you think about, oh, I might have missed an opportunity, it's not true. It just wasn't for you, okay? You were probably smart about it when you took your time to really think about if this is beneficial for you or not, okay? So that being said, we have the throat chakra as well to work with. The energy of the throat chakra is communication, of course, as well as the speaking your truth and compassionate and actual balanced way. Another thing I want to kind of remind you guys about is if you feel like you haven't expressed the way you feel about certain things regarding your future, regarding your career, regarding the way that you make money, you haven't communicated to your partner. If you do have a partner that, this is something really important for you to do, to try, so that you can bring home the bacon, then it's time for you to sit down with them and let them know, okay? I feel like there is a lot going on in your life where you haven't really sat down and communicated the details of a plan to people who are close to you, to people who are going to help you with the success of this plan. So this is very important for you to do this week, is really refine everything, really get everything together, and then communicate your vision with the right people, of course, with the people who are going to be involved in this, okay? So next one is the gold and silver cloak. So the gold and silver cloak is pretty much a connection from the earth into the seventh dimension, okay? This gold and silver cloak will assist you with really harmonizing your situation at this time, really accepting guidance from the higher realms, and accepting that you are on the right path, and that you're not really missing out on anything. Because it feels like sometimes you might think that, oh, I had a missed opportunity, but it wasn't really that, okay? And this also helps you understand that sometimes, the universe works in the way that it'll assist you to find the right people at the right time for making that move that you need to make for abundance to come in. I also feel like you're not giving yourself enough credit when it comes to this, okay? This aspect of you, this way that you make money, this way that you bring in harmony, this way that you bring in love into your life. You don't give yourself enough credit. So you constantly think, oh, you know what? I'm not that powerful. When I want to manifest, things don't manifest in the way that I want them to. And so the cloak is all about harmonizing this, about helping you balance your energies, as well as helping you really have faith in yourself and what you are creating for yourself in the future. Okay, so that's all I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye. If you chose pile number 2, you chose chakra clearing with Archangel Metatron. So for you guys in particular, I feel like there seems to be a need for balance within your own energy as well as within your life. Sometimes it might feel like there's a lot of energies around you that might feel negative, but you also have to realize that you have a say in how this energy affects you, okay? So you have a say in how you react to it. You have a say in how you perceive it, as well as you have a say in what you do with that information, okay? So the best thing for you to do is to do a chakra clearing. I always do these daily, okay? And when I'm doing energy work with clients, I do them as soon as before we begin our session, and then right after, so that I'm pretty much purified and not and I don't keep somebody else's energy in my energy field. And so for you guys who are not aware of how sensitive you really are, I mean, I'm sure you're aware now of how sensitive you really are when you're interacting with others. I highly recommend that you do this energy clearing, chakra clearing, or alignment after you come home from work, or or after you've had a intense interaction, or even any type of interaction. It doesn't have to be necessarily intense with people, okay? With people in your life. Even if you're on the phone, you guys, we connect energetically with others, even on the internet. So it's super important for you to do energy balancing and clearing of your field. And then even if you feel like you're ticked off often, especially because of these energies right now, then you have to discover why, okay? So when you do your energy clearing or chakra alignment, you got to see which chakra is kind of more affected than the rest. So where do you see more energy being piled up? Where do you see more of the chakra color? Like, is it more highlighted than the other colors, or things like that? And then really discover what the meaning of the chakra is itself, and how it applies to your interactions in your life. Okay, that's really important. It's about analyzing how and why this is happening. Okay, and it's not about blaming others. It's about really taking responsibility for how you feel, how you're interacting, and what you're perceiving. Okay, let everybody else take care of themselves. Okay, it's time for you to really sit back and do this work for you. Okay, so next is coherence. So coherence is about making sure that you're connecting from the lower chakras to the upper chakras, or making sure that you're aligned, in particular the heart and the mind. Okay, balancing those two within you will assist you in really analyzing what's going on around you, what's going on in your energy field, what's going on in the world, period. Coherence is all about your ability to balance these things and to really harmonize any frequencies that you are interacting with, okay? Any energy, stuff like that. Because sometimes we feel like things are going really, really wrong in our life. Maybe we're having trouble with people. Maybe we're having trouble with our career. Maybe we're having trouble with accepting how the world is going. Our leaders, or supposedly leaders in the world, and how they're doing the things that they're doing, things like that. And so when we balance our mind and our heart, we understand that there's some things that are at play that we just don't see at that time. We understand that things are going to be revealed eventually to us, okay? So that we could really digest the information and use it for our benefit. Okay, so that's what this is all about. So here we go. We have Marco. So Marco is a being who you can talk to or work with, who is a part of our solar system confederation or group of high galactics or whatever, higher beings, and you could really go over there and talk to him. And he is so funny because a lot of people are having problems with the actual planet Saturn this week, with structures, with rules, with things that are, you know, acceptable in society, you know, all that stuff, and having to balance your wants and, you know, the wants of the whole, or what you perceive as needing to be reformed and things like that, right? So anyway, he'll help you with really assisting you in understanding, you know, different technologies that can be used to help you with this right here, okay, as well as with balance, okay. And then he could also assist you with opening up yourself to receiving more communications from the higher realms, so that you can have a bigger picture mindset, instead of really getting kind of like frustrated with the small picture that is Earth, okay? And yes, I do see it in that way. This is just one little thing over a universal, you know, play that we're going through, right? So this is just one role. Like when you think about like a movie, the universe is a movie, and this just so happens to be just one chapter out of that movie, or one role out of that movie. And so we need to really expand our mindset and see it in that way, that some things that are happening here on the earth plane we don't really have control over, of course, but we do have control over how we react, how we interact, and what we feel, okay? So anyway, that's what it is. This is time for you to allow this wisdom in, so that it can guide you on your daily interactions with others, okay? So that's all I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye. If you chose pile number 3, you chose comfort. And this is with Archangel Azrael. So Archangel Azrael comes to us, even though a lot of people know him as the angel of death, but I know him as a portal keeper, where he can help you travel between worlds, help you kind of like in so many ways open yourself up to receiving information from the higher realms, or from, you know, the ether, or even the spirit world, where you might have, you know, passed over loved ones and things like that. So to me, I feel like if you are having trouble right now with letting go of a cycle, or, you know, you're afraid of change because you don't know what's going to happen, or even if you did have someone pass over, then he's going to help you with healing this, okay, and allowing yourself to accept that, you know, that's just how life is. We all transition at one point in time, okay? I know it's difficult, especially if we have you know, attachments to people, but if it's definitely you taking one step at a time, one day at a time, to really heal, okay? It doesn't mean you have to suppress your emotions. It just means you have to acknowledge that they're there, feel them as much as you can, and then just continue to move on with your life, okay? So moving on, we have Thoth, okay? Thoth is another portal keeper. He's also a wisdom keeper. So he's going to assist us with really figuring things out in our life, really attuning ourselves to harmony, or the frequency of harmony, guiding us back to alignment, meaning that if there are things that are happening in our life, maybe we feel upset over things, maybe we feel regretful, maybe there are things that we thought we can control, but all of a sudden we have no control over it. It's time for us to do a quick little life review. In his eyes, I feel like, because he keeps a lot of wisdom, he has the wisdom of your own experience, and he can help you with that, where he can help you really focus on bringing those parts of you home or healing those parts of you as well. Okay. And also to help you understand why things happen the way that they did, because sometimes we have these questions in our heads like, oh, why did that happen that way? Why did it have to even happen to begin with, right? It's the same thing that happens when we do have a loved one that passes over to the other side, where we're like, why did they have to go so early, or why did they have to go now? You know what I mean? And so it's about revealing, the information so that we can feel more at ease with their passing, as well as more at ease within our heart regarding our past. Okay, that's what this is all about. Okay, so moving on. So ultimately, this is what we're headed towards, is healing, right? Healing ourselves, healing our aspects, as well as our past, as well as our, healing from somebody passing, right? And so the more that we do this, the more that we allow ourselves to be, to feel anything, remorse, regret, resentment, anger, sadness, depression, things like that. The more that we allow ourselves to be in that emotion, the more we understand it. We understand the wisdom from the emotion, because the emotion is always going to lead you towards a better understanding of how that came about. Okay, so that's what I have for you guys for this week. I hope this helps, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your week. Bye-bye. All right, guys, if you chose pile number 4, you chose Jophiel, Archangel Jophiel, clearing your space, clearing your house, cleaning. It's springtime. It's time for you to do some spring cleaning, right? At least that's what I feel like. Every time Jophiel comes up, I'm just like, okay, what haven't I cleaned in the house? What do I need to get rid of? And automatically I think about like my shipping boxes that I've been receiving lately. So I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna break those down and take them outside into the recycling so that it won't be so cluttered in my workspace. I also think about like time management for myself in particular, because I am going through having to work a full-time job with having to be a full-time graduate student and having to be a full-time mom and spouse. So, so I have to have really good time management skills. I have been lazy with that since last week. So I see her coming up in these readings like, hey, let's fix this. Let's start doing it now. Let's start to get a schedule going and get this done. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sure you guys have been super, super busy too. And so that's why she shows up, is like, yes, you're super busy because you're letting things just fall to the wayside. That's what she tells me all the time. And so I'm just like, yeah, you're right. I'm a procrastinator when it comes to certain things. Sometimes I just don't want to do stuff, and I'm just like, oh, I'll leave that for later. I don't want to think right now. I've been thinking for too long. But anyway, it's time for us to do this. It's time for us to declutter our minds, our bodies, our energies, declutter our homes so that we can feel better, so we can feel like, we have fresh new energy to work with. And this is a key for manifestation as well, you guys. If you guys want to manifest money, love, whatever it is that you desire, you have to let go of things that are not healthy, that are weighing you down, that are just leaving you in like I would say in a rut. So it's super important for you to work with Archangel Jophiel for this. Okay, so moving on, we have, let's see, so we have Veils of Illusion. Okay, so this is the card that will pretty much tell you what's going on. Like we have a lot of density going on, energetically speaking. Looking at the astrology for this week, and actually this whole entire beginning of the year and last year, we have a lot of dense energy. We have a lot of uprooting energy, a lot of Eris, the goddess of discord energy, which is good because then we have to really focus on on this, and really seeing those things that we don't want to see, right? About ourselves, about others, and even about our world. But really understanding that it has to be brought to the surface so that we can do something about it, right? So that being said, the veils of illusion, this is a lot of people have to go through different veils. Illusion of, that everything is fine, everything is honky-dory, and that rose-colored glasses is another one. And then, of course, about like that we're separate. That's a big one, right? This is the biggest, I would say the biggest illusion, the biggest veil that we have to really understand here on this planet is separation, right? Separation of me and another person, separation of me and the world or another country, separation of me and the universe, separation of me and creator, right? That's a big illusion that we have to confront, because there is no true separation. There is physicality that makes us perceive that, right? Like, I'm different from you because I'm separated in this host's body, or I'm different from somebody, say, in India because they're in that country and I'm in the United States, and whatever happens to them doesn't affect me, right? And so that being said, there are some people who are super, super sensitive, and they know that there's no such thing as separation because they feel everything. They feel the collective consciousness on this planet, our interactions, as well as our countries' decisions to go to war, to be negative, or to be greedy, or to be, all of that. We feel all of that, right? It can be very overwhelming at times, but understanding that this is a step towards that, towards understanding that there's no such thing as veils, okay? That there's no separation between us and the spirit world ever, okay? Or there wasn't, there's never been, okay? So that's, again, that was a program that we decided to really try to comprehend and work with throughout our life, right? So anyway, moving on. We have discernment for this week as well, discerning between what's yours and what's theirs, right? So that's another thing, is that the veil of illusion that is teaching us about this, about there's no separation. We also have to discern what's ours and what somebody else's. What are we keeping within our energy field, within our consciousness, that's coming from a different program that has nothing to do with us, right? So programming, meaning like anything that is limiting you, anything that is fear-based, anything that is stopping you from being your true potential self, right? Or your true empowered self. Anything like that needs to be addressed. So for example, limiting belief system would be if you were raised in a home that you were told that your voice doesn't matter because you're a child, or because you're young, or because, the adult is the adult and they're the ones that control everything. Or another one, so it's kind of like you're being suppressed, right? Your voice is being suppressed. You're not being heard or understood or even acknowledged. So that's another one that needs to be addressed. And then another one would be a belief system that if you do have psychic abilities, that's a bad thing, right? That oh, you shouldn't have that. You don't know what you're getting into, or there's things out there that are going to harm you if you look into their world. You're opening portals. You're doing bad things, right? So that fear, that's a fear from the unknown, right? Of the unknown, as well as a lack of understanding of the spirit realm, because you were probably raised in a home that doesn't believe in it, or you were raised in a home that was religious based, that doesn't believe that you have a right to connect directly to the spirit world, or to connect directly to creator, right? That you need a mediator, such as a religion, to mediate what, or interpret spirituality, right? So those will be like big ones that a lot of people have to deal with at this time. And so that being said, use your discernment. If something doesn't feel right, it doesn't feel right, and really analyze it though. Like, ask yourself, why doesn't this feel right? Why doesn't somebody saying this to me feel good? Like, is it the way that they're saying it, or is it the lack of faith in me, right? That's like one of the biggest ones that I've noticed that a lot of people are having to deal with right now is people not believing them, people not having faith in their abilities to be responsible adults, or to be able to really manifest, wealth and luck and love in their reality. And that's just something that we all have to go through, right? Where we have to be challenged by someone who thinks that they know more than we do about our own life, which is silly to begin with. But anyway, so that's what you guys are going to have to deal with. Use discernment with everything that you read. Use discernment with every interaction that you have, especially if it's negative. Oh my God, especially if it's negative, you guys. You're not here to feel guilty about your life, you guys, okay? You're not here to feel ashamed of your powers or your, what you did or what you didn't do, okay? It is really important for you to not feed into or believe people who make you feel like that, who make you feel like you're an idiot, who make you feel like you're stupid, who make you feel like you don't know anything, like you're a baby, that you're going to harm yourself or others, things like that. Super important for you to really heal that, okay? Because it's coming from somewhere, of course, right? That's why these people appear in our lives, so that they could kind of like remind us like where we have to heal. All right, so that's all I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.